So in order to get my project car underway, I bought a ZRE152 or 154 Corolla, something super reliable so I can just get my car underway. Now what I've got here is a Black Ridge BRC95 air compressor, and I've got that hooked up to a brake bleeder fluid extractor, which I'll show you how to use in a second. But the problem is that the ZRE150 generation of Corollas have got a concentric clutch. Now when I first bought the car, the pedal for the clutch went straight to the floor and wouldn't move, and I couldn't get into any gear. Looked all around the gearbox trying to find out where the slave cylinder is, because that's a typical symptom of a faulty slave, and I couldn't find it. Now I went online and watched all these videos, nothing had it either. Now I'd just like to show you where exactly you'll find your slave cylinder. Alright, so a concentric slave cylinder is something you'd only find on Holden Commodores on this side of the world, and for some reason this one car. And also Toyota Coasters, which are big buses. Now over here I've just removed the air filter box. It's pretty easy. Get your air filter, remove these 3 bolts here, 1, 2 and 3, and lift it out after disconnecting the piping. And right here at the top of the gearbox we have this multi-fluid link over here, and that goes straight into the top of the gearbox here, because the concentric slave is a round donut cylinder which sits inside the gearbox right by the release bearing. So what you can do, you don't have to use one of these tools, you can just bleed it the conventional way, which is what I did before to get the car going. Just hook up an 8mm socket onto that bleed nipple at the top there, give it an anti-clockwise rotation and start pedaling away. But since I've got this new tool here, no pedaling is required, and I'll quickly show you how it works in a second. So the first step is to release the nipple here. Sorry, you'll just suddenly see my arm. Next you just pull the trigger and watch the fluid come inside. So my air compressor is very small. As soon as it starts pumping again, I just shut off the bleeder nipple and stop using the gun slowly. Now the other thing to note is that over here there is a reservoir for the brake booster. Now on concentric slave systems they typically share the brake and the clutch reservoir, so just keep making sure that the reservoir for the brakes is topped up as you bleed your clutch. Well, I just want to show you what a master cylinder for a concentric slave setup looks like. There's just a little stub of a cylinder just sticking out the firewall here, and you'll notice this big hose here at the middle leading onto the brake reservoir that it's sharing. And then the last step is just to turn on the car and make sure that you have brake pressure. Now pump the pedals a few times with the car started. Now we want to begin with the brake pedal, seeing as it's directly connected to the reservoir, and then we'll do the clutch pedal. And now brake pedal is just filling with fluid. Now it's getting hard, and now the brake pedal's fully hardened. We can do the same with the clutch. Seeing as the brake is the bigger booster here, well, the clutch is very strong now, very a little bit harder to press than before. So that's it, thanks for watching, and if you still have issues you probably need to pull the gearbox out.